Good morning, students. In this module, we are going to discuss a number of phenomena which we observe in our daily life based on the principle of refraction. Is our Earth's atmosphere uniform? No, it is thinner as we move up. It consists of many layers of different densities. Varying temperature and pressure account for the different densities. As we go higher, the density and subsequently the refractive index of the upper layers decrease progressively. As a result, the upper layers of the atmosphere are optically rarer than the lower layers. Thus, the atmosphere is optically denser near the Earth and rarer at higher altitudes. When the light rays pass through the atmosphere, having layers of different densities and refractive indices, the refraction of light will take place. This is called atmospheric refraction. Now, we are going to learn the phenomenon that are observed due to atmospheric refraction. The stars seem to be higher in the sky than they actually are due to the atmospheric refraction. The starlight, on entering the Earth's atmosphere, undergo refraction continuously before it reaches the Earth. The atmospheric refraction occurs in a medium of gradually changing refractive index. As the starlight approaches the Earth by passing through different layers of atmosphere of increasing refractive index, it is bent slightly towards the normal. You can find in the diagram that the starlight before reaching the Earth passes through different layers of increasing refractive index and is bent slightly towards the normal at each layer. Due to this, the apparent position of the star is slightly different from its actual position. So, it appears slightly higher than its actual position. Do you know why the stars twinkle? Are the conditions of atmosphere same all the time? No, they are not same. The temperature and density of the atmosphere is continuously varying. This continuously changing atmospheric conditions refract the light from the stars by varying amounts and in different directions from one moment to the next. When the atmosphere refracts more starlight towards us, the intensity of starlight is increased and the star appears to be bright. When the atmosphere refracts less starlight, the intensity of starlight is decreased and the star appears to be dim. In this way, the amount of starlight reaching our eyes increases and decreases continuously. This causes the star to twinkle at night. So we can say that the atmospheric refraction and the varying conditions of the atmosphere fluctuate the starlight, which gives the twinkling effect. Do planets twinkle? No, we don't find planets to twinkle. The planets are very close to the Earth as compared to the stars. So the intensity of light we receive from the planet is very large. Therefore, small variations in their positions and brightness are not noticeable. Thus, on the whole, the brightness of a planet always remains the same. Also, the planets can be considered as an extended source. Being closer to the Earth, they appear to be larger and can be considered as extended sources. If we consider a planet as a collection of large number of point-sized sources of light, the total variation in the amount of light entering our eye from all the point-sized sources will average out to 0. They nullify the twinkling effect and the planets do not twinkle. You can find the planet considered as a large number of point-sized sources. So the light coming from each point source, when they enter our eye, they will average out to 0 and they nullify the twinkling effect. Do you know that the actual sunrise takes place when the sun is above the horizon? Yes? Only when the sun rises above the horizon, the actual sunrise will take place. But when the sun is just below the horizon, the light rays coming from it on entering the Earth's atmosphere suffer atmospheric refraction from a rarer medium to a denser medium. So they bend towards the normal at each refraction. Due to this continuous refraction of light at each layer of the atmosphere, it follows a curved path and reaches the eye of the observer. So you can find the sun when it is below the horizon, it undergoes atmospheric refraction and is bent slightly towards the normal. So it has a curved path. You can find the curved path. So even before the actual sunrise, the sun appears to be at a position above the horizon. As a result, we can see the sun 2 minutes before it rises above the horizon in the morning. It is also due to the atmospheric refraction that we can still see the sun for about 2 minutes even after the sun has set below the horizon. As a result, the time from sunrise to sunset is increased by about 4 minutes. 2 minutes plus 2 minutes because of atmospheric refraction. Thus, the day would have been shorter by about 4 minutes if the earth had no atmosphere. If the earth had no atmosphere, refraction will not take place and the day would be shorter by 4 minutes. How does the sun look here? It looks flattened or oval shaped. When do we find the sun in this way? It appears flattened during sunrise and sunset. Do you know why it looks this way? In the morning and the evening, the sun is near the horizon. The refractive index of the layers of the atmosphere decrease with the height. The rays of light from the lower edges of the sun are refracted more than those from the upper edges. The rays of the light from the lower edges of the sun are refracted more than the upper edges due to the passage through greater thickness of air. In other words, we can say the rays of light from the upper end and the lower edges of the sun bend unequally. The refraction is not same at the upper and the lower edges of the sun. Due to this unequal bending of light, the image of the sun appears oval and larger in size. However, at noon, when the sun is overhead, it appears to be circular. So, I think all of you have understood what is atmospheric refraction, why atmospheric refraction is taking place and the various phenomena responsible due to atmospheric refraction. Now, in the next module, we are going to learn about scattering of light.